Good morning everyone, how are you doing? This is Amanda. Today is the 21st of September 2020 and this is going to be a reading on the energies for Equinox, and I'm very aware that I've got people that watch me from all over the world. So in my part of the world we are about to go through autumn equinox, and in the other side of the world you're going to be going through spring equinox. So I will pull some cards for both sides of the world, but I suspect that the messages may very well be relevant to everybody anyway, because we are all one. It seems to me that nature, it's almost like a non-brainer, but why have I never really noticed it before? Rather than just theoretically understanding it, I'm understanding this at a deeper level now, which is how perfect is nature in terms of being a unity teacher, that we are all one. So yeah, people in Australia, New Zealand, you're going to be celebrating your spring equinox and we're going to be celebrating autumn here, but yet it's the same day, but very, very different energies. So we all get to experience the extraordinary variance and difference that this particular planet Gaia can bring to us, and plants of course as our teachers as well. You know, in one part of the world they are just starting to let go of their leaves and die off to, you know, regenerate underground, for example, and in other parts of the world it's just starting to, the bulbs are just starting to burst forth from the hard soil. So yeah, nature and the animals again being a huge teacher for us, leading the way so that we can start to understand, truly understand as a human species, that we are all one, and that what's happening on one side of the globe is something energetically that we are also connected to, because we're connected into nature. So anyway, how are you doing? How are you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I am loving the change of season here, and I'm loving the fact that the light in this room has a totally different quality in autumn and winter, and I'd forgotten. You see, this is the thing, when the seasons change, you forget nuances, you forget certain gifts that each season can bring. And so, yeah, we're saying goodbye to summer, and we really are saying goodbye to summer. This is the last day, maybe tomorrow, of summer, and then it's going down by many degrees. It's going to be a lot cooler by the end of the week, and it'll be very autumnal. But it's fine. But yeah, I'd just forgotten that the gift of the light in this room around this time of year. It's just stunning. So when the light is receding outside and the warmth is receding outside, it's as though it's coming into this room. It's really lovely. I think it was about this time last year when I probably channeled George Harrison and we had that amazing orb that showed up. Do you remember the orb that lit? I've never seen one like it, to be honest. It just stayed sort of like there, hovering on my left shoulder for, I don't know, a good 10 minutes of the video. It was extraordinary. But it was also helped by the quality of the light coming into the room, which is different. So we might see some more orb phenomena in the months to come. We may not. The thing is with spirit, as soon as you sort of expect it to happen, they'll be like, no, it doesn't work like that. You know, we come in and give you signs and things like that when you least expect it. So, yeah. Where are we going to go? First thing I want to do today, because it is International Day of Peace, and I've already put the John Lennon song, Give Peace a Chance, up on my Facebook page. Brilliant song, even more, well not even more, but just brilliant video that goes with that as well. Check that out if you haven't. I've also just posted on my Instagram page the prayer of the chalice, a beautiful prayer linked into peace. If you're not on Instagram, or if you are on Instagram rather, and you want to follow me, I am Angelic Celestial Colours. Same as my Facebook page, but I'm transferring over more to Instagram these days, Instagram and YouTube. So I'm Angelic Celestial Colours on Instagram. Come and join me there if you want to. But yeah, what I want to do, the third thing I need to do for peace today, other than just try and be it, which is the thing that we all need to be doing, is I want to light this bowl and dedicate it to peace as well, because I do know that when a lot of us gather and watch these videos, we can create portals and prayers and healing for anything linked into the subject we're talking about. So let's just light this for peace. This is my light bowl that I've shown you before. I've got a few of them. I'll put the link below. My friend Jane Tricker makes them. And so I'm going to put a little candle into here. If it was night time, you'd be able to see the light coming out of that. I'm also going to put the flower of life underneath it, just to give it a boost. But before I do that, I'm actually going to write, you see, this is how simple this type of ritual can be. I'm just going to write, no, I'm not going to write the word peace. I've got something better than that. I have got the 2 cards that I was just showing on Instagram linked into peace. What have I done with them? Peace and imagine. Those are the 2 cards that I need. Here we go. Imagine and peace. I'm going to put those on top of the flower of life, and then I'm going to put my light bowl on top of there. I'm going to give a little zhuzh of sapphire peace spray. This was one we did actually about a year ago, and it was dedicated to John Lennon. I don't know whether you can see it, but it says "Give Peace a Chance" on the bottom, and it's got the blue butterfly. The blue butterfly, to me, you see, links to John Lennon. Do you remember, those of you that watch my channeling? This sits on my desk as well. It's my link to John. So let's just give a spray of sapphire peace over the bowl, and let's just send out that signal of peace into the universe. Interesting, I'm wanting to do beep, beep, beep. It's like a galactic signal, because I'm also feeling it's as though we need to send out a message, not just to our brothers and sisters here on Earth and in our communities and in our families and ourselves. Really interestingly, I feel as though we need to send a signal out to the wider universe that we are a friendly species. Yeah, I'm really feeling that very strongly, that we are a peaceful species. I feel as though, I mean, let's be real, God will always send help to any planet that needs it. So if you say a prayer and you ask for peace and you ask for reinforcements linked into the energy of peace, that will come, and it will come via the dove, okay, the dove of peace. And yes, there's a lot of galactic help, there's a lot of angelic help that comes in all of the time. There's a lot of ascended master help that comes in the whole time. But I'm being shown there is a whole other layer of help that could potentially step forward, but they're a little bit frightened of us because we're so war hungry as a people, as a species. There are planets and systems out there that to them war and fighting and this lower vibrational energy is a complete anathema. It's just like, what are they doing? What is that? Why are they behaving like that? We don't get it. And because we don't get it, we're not actually resonating with that planet Earth. What is happening down there? So this is where you've had a lot of the big guns, as I call them, you know, coming in to help us, the real masters, because they're like, no, we understand. We love them as they are, these earth beings. They are also your star brothers and sisters as well, okay? It's just that they're down here on Earth, which has quite a dense, low energy. And so it can result in lower energy being manifested in the physical as well. So that's really interesting. We also have to send a signal out to the wider universe that we are a peace-loving race, that we are a peace-loving race. It's like anything. If you send that out and you are that, you attract more of that in. Very interesting. I will get to the Equinox video in a minute, but you know the way I roll. Very interesting. Last night, I'm not going to say what I was watching, but I was watching something. I'll just say, let's call it research, okay? Linked into somebody who, put it this way, I work with the energy of Archangel Metatron, okay? So I talk a lot about the light, but I also acknowledge the darkness. Now, anybody that works with the energy of Metatron needs to be able to balance out the light and the dark within themselves and within the wider world. So one of the greatest insults you can give me is you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's being said out there. You don't know what's happening in the darkness. I absolutely do know. It's just I'm choosing not to talk about it all the time. I'm focusing on the light. But make no mistake about it, I do my research and I know absolutely everything that's going on out there, or as much as I can. Obviously, nobody knows everything. So last night, I was viewing some material, which to be honest is decades old. Somebody who came in and talked a lot about Earth as a prison planet, okay? And not the first time I've heard of it, but, you know, I was just, again, going down into that because I needed to for some reason. This morning, you can't make this stuff up, because I was watching that for the first time, I think, ever, somebody on my channel, and I'll have to delete the comment because I don't want to name and shame anybody. First comment I saw this morning was somebody saying, oh my God, Earth is just this awful place. It's a prison planet. Can you see how quickly I manifested that? Okay, so it's literally like, because I was for research purposes, because I need to know what's out there, but equally I don't want to stay in that energy, because I don't believe Earth is a prison planet. I believe Earth is a beautiful planet, which we are blessed to be on, and as light workers we can absolutely make a difference. But how perfect in many ways was that sign from Spirit, which is like, well, okay, that is one ideology that's out there. That's one person's reality. That's what they think. You can choose to align to that if you want to. And if you want to align to that, which I didn't anyway, but if you do and you want to stay in that energy, we will send you a message within literally hours of somebody else from that tribe that wants to stay there, okay? So I just was like, thank you, I understand the message, I let that go, okay? Earth is a beautiful, abundant place who absolutely has her shadow and light, but is, well, she's a prison if you want her to be a prison. You know, that's the thing. Earth can be anything you want her to be. She can be a hellhole, or she can be heaven on earth. It's your choice, what you choose to focus on and what you choose to co-create with her. So maybe this is something that's very important we talk about on the cusp of equinox. Okay, so what you create, what you focus on is what you get back. I've said that time and time again. And, you know, that truth will never go away. Okay, let us move on to some cards and talk of equinox, which is actually what this video is all about. So let's start with autumn equinox. Okay, so I'm just reading from my faithful Astro Moon Diary. Everyone always asks what I'm reading from. Astro Moon Diary. Just Google it, you'll find it. I'm sure there's one for next year out already. And there's a very short little passage here, which I'm going to read out, about autumn equinox, which is tomorrow, the 22nd of September. And interestingly, it says 14:31, which is 1 minute after 2:30. So we've got all these twos in a 2020 year. Can't get away from the twos. Okay, it says the autumn equinox graces us with another moment of celestial balance. With equal day and night, shadows are lengthening, colours are turning, smell of damp earth underfoot, and the harvest is in. The Harvest Festival is celebrated widely and honours the earth and all that she produces to sustain all life. It is a time to share and rejoice in the abundance of the land before we must store away our produce and our energy for the coming colder months. As the sun sets on this day, so begins reign of night and the days noticeably shorten. Think banquet, invite as many people as you can fit around the table. Well, I'm laughing because we can't do that now. In the UK, we've got this rule that you can only have 6 people in your house. So, although Boris is saying he might lift that rule for Christmas Day if we're really good. But anyway, let's not go there. Let's focus on the light. Let's focus on manifesting a world where we can once more, you know, go back to enjoying being with however many people we wish to be with. I don't want to make this a video linked into you know what. Let's focus on equinox. Okay, let's pull some cards. Let me start with a Metatron card from my own deck. So this is for people, Metatron, in the going through autumnal equinox. I will say, what do you think the colours of autumnal equinox would be if it was a spray? I think we're going to start doing this a bit more. Lots of you enjoyed it last time when I said, what do you think the colour of Virgo new moon would be? And lots of you got it right. You said pink and lilac. And this is just a game, guys, so don't take it too seriously or get offended if you get it wrong. There is no right or wrong. But for me, what do you think would be, what spray do you think would fit autumn equinox? To me, it's jumping out, and it's this one. It's Archangel Uriel. And if I just put that to the light, can you see we've almost got the colours of burnt leaves that are just wanting to fall off the tree. So I'm putting Archangel Uriel with the energy of autumnal equinox. The russet, the brown, the gold, the leaves just starting to curl up and fall off. So let's just spray Archangel Uriel, linked into autumn equinox. Let's have his energy here as well. Let's pull a card rather from this deck. Okay, straight away we've got the energy of Mother Earth. Mother Earth. And this is the card of grounding and support. And this shows the hexahedron, the cube, which is a platonic solid, sacred geometric shape. So we've got Mother Earth and we've got the hexahedron coming through. To me, I'm reading that we are, I'm being shown like a squirrel, you know, it's like the energy of the squirrel who has to store their food for the months to come. So the energy of hibernation and storing and preserving. Storing rather than hoarding. Sadly, because it looks like we're going to be going into certainly some form of localised lockdowns at the very least in the UK. In fact, we already are. I was really sad when I went to the supermarket yesterday to see people are already starting to hoard certain things. So the shelves were bare of tuna, for example. I buy tuna every week, so I just go and buy that, and it's like, oh, there's no tuna. And it's like, oh, for goodness sake, we're going to do that again, are we? We're going to go and we're going to hoard. You know, have we not learnt the lesson from the first wave? I know I'm talking about it again, but you can't get away from it. It's what's going on in our world at the moment. Have we not learnt the lesson from the first wave that you don't need to do that? You know, the shops were not, well, they were bare because of our actions. I feel as though I'm about to go off on one here, but, you know, I'm also wanting to say the earth is being stripped bare because of our actions as well. So, you know, as within, so without. The fact that we, at the first sign of any potential problem, we're going and we're hoarding and we're taking because we're in panic is actually showing a very unhealed and wounded base chakra. Okay, it's base chakra wounding, which is that I'm going to starve, I'm going to die, there isn't enough. It's primal, but the thing is, we all have that within us because we all have that primal animalistic energy, which is survival. Survival is the strongest energy that there is out there. But as above, so below. It's to do with, do you trust God? Do you have faith? And to be honest, this isn't even really about trusting God at this point because we've gone through a first phase. The supermarkets didn't crash. What happened was they had to bring in rules and restrictions to manage the process. But it literally is, it's as though we're being shown the behaviour again. And it seems to be linked into this. You know, the little squirrel who buries his nuts and stuff, he knows that he's got enough. He knows that nature provides enough for him. And he's also, she, I assume you get girl squirrels, understands the cycle of nature, understands when it's time to, I want to use the word preserve, you see. It's about preserving what we've got. So if you've got trees that are full of fruit, I know I'm sounding a bit Mary Berry here, but you know, get out your pan and make up the stewed apples and freeze them. You know, do the stuff that our parents and our grandparents did. I'm not great at it either, to be perfectly honest. I probably rely far too much on packaged stuff and foods. But nature, there is an abundance out there. So those of you that are lucky enough to have an apple tree or, you know, anything else that you're around, you know, preserve it. It would be even, I can see somebody in my mind's eye who I know is going to do this as soon as I say it, and then take it to your neighbours, okay? Share what you've got, rather than this hoarding energy that feels not particularly helpful. Okay, let's have one more card then, please, Metatron, to go with Mother Earth, who actually wants to offer us grounding and support at this time, rather than us sort of going into fight and flight energy, which is what happens when the base chakra is triggered. Okay, so let's see. Mother Earth, thank you very much. I just want to say to the beautiful harpist that was playing in the background there. Beautiful, thank you. Just wanting to acknowledge, you see, the beauty and the gifts that we have in life. It's really important to do that. Okay, yeah, I mean, look at this. So those in the those going through autumn equinox, this is base chakra. This is the red card, you see, from the Metatron deck. This is the card that symbolises the red energy, base chakra, needing to help heal your base chakra and to know that you are safe. You are safe. Okay, there are two cards coming out here saying you are safe. Mother Earth times 2. These are the two cards in my deck, which effectively is an angelic deck, which shows shamanic, earthly energy. Mother Earth shouting at you, well, lovingly shouting, you are safe, I've got you, okay? Don't need to worry. But equally, it's really going to help if we can be in sync with her and flow with her rather than fighting her. And then, yes, the card on the bottom of the deck is this one, which I expected to see, which is the card of letting go. You see, this is what nature does in autumn. She lets go of her leaves, and she knows absolutely the trees outside, they're going to be dropping their leaves soon. They know that the leaves will come back. They don't panic. They don't panic about it. They trust the cycle. We need to start trusting the cycles of nature more, and we need to start trusting God more, is what I'm hearing. Let's pull a labyrinth card for those going through autumn equinox. The labyrinth cards I haven't used for a while. They're by a man called Tony Christie. Okay, labyrinth wisdom cards by Tony Christie. He's either a Brit or he's Irish. I'm not quite sure which, but I know he hails from this part of the world. So just giving a shout out to Tony. Okay, so let's have one card then, because at the end of the day, we're about to walk a new path. So let's see what labyrinth we're about to walk. Autumn equinox, what path are we going to be walking? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, makes complete sense. The shadow side. Do you understand why it makes sense? It makes sense because we've got triggered base chakra energy. We're not feeling safe because our shadow is rising within us, wanting to be acknowledged and heard. I'm going to have to read you the message that goes with this card. It effectively says, acknowledge your shadow side, embrace it and learn with it, okay? So it's not about running away from it and thinking, oh no, can you just pull again and get a nicer card? No, this is heavy duty in many ways, but you know, if we can clear this hurdle, we're really then on a straight run, okay? By that, I'm talking about 2021. I'm being shown a race, and this feels like a big hurdle. It may very well be that we've got an uprising of infection as well in this part of the world because we're going into winter months. So that might also be part of it, but it's not all of it. Right, let's see what it says, shadow side. Let me put the card up so you can look at that. You see that? Yeah. Acknowledge your shadow side. We all have a shadow side, a destructive alter ego that we must be aware of and be willing to face. This shadow part is just one half of your duality, and it does not mean a permanent split within you. The interaction between your shadow side and your true self is dynamic. It is always active and it can help you grow, but you must be willing to acknowledge it. If you deny your shadow side and try to suppress it and hope it will go away, then just like the Minotaur, it will continue to resurface again and again and demand a sacrifice that will most likely diminish you. So the mythical Minotaur, which is the figure that we've got on this card, cast such a shadow over the Greeks that Theseus decided to confront it and overcome it. You must now acknowledge your shadow side and deal with it in whatever way is right for you. Thank your shadow side for being here with you now. Ask yourself what it is showing you and look into it to see what lesson is here for you. Face your shadow, embrace it and learn from it. So what's coming up for you in your shadow? Only you can answer that, guys. Only you can answer that, but it's going to be something. It may also tie into addictions. One of the first things that I saw got changed direction. One of the first things I saw on Facebook this morning was a post from somebody who was celebrating a year of sobriety. Okay, so had obviously had some sort of issue with drinking, and was feeling brilliant, basically. Was feeling brilliant. And, you know, well done, that person. But I think that's tied into this as well. So for this person, that was an issue, that the drinking was getting a little bit out of control, and the need to acknowledge that and look at it. I will say something about drinking, actually, because I'm sure this probably isn't just true of the UK, but certainly in the UK, the statistics for people that are drinking too much, post-lockdown happening, the first lockdown, there's a real problem. There's a real problem that is there now in society, whereby, you know, the little drink, you know, every night or Friday, Saturday night, whatever, has turned into something more for quite a lot of people. I also know personally of some people that are really struggling with it as well. And I'm not talking about myself, by the way. I'm talking about others, which I'm not going to name, who are really struggling with. Put it this way: it's a coping mechanism, because it's an ineffective coping mechanism which bites you on the backside eventually. And it doesn't have to be drink; it can be something else. But it's because you don't want to face what else is underneath there. So really, what this is saying is look at, for example, why are you drinking? Why are you doing anything that's distractive? Interesting, I said distractive. I was going to say destructive, but distractive is also a good word as well, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to distract from what you don't want to look at. So it's like looking at whatever the elephant in the room is in your life, whether that be something linked into relationship, whether it be linked into job. There's a lot of that happening at the moment for many people. Again, I know people in my own life that are going through this, had been sort of jogging on okay, but then all of a sudden, with what's happening in the world, terrible insecurity linked into jobs and occupation, financial issues that are very real. This is why we've got this wounded base chakra. I'm not saying that there aren't real reasons why people have got problems with their base chakra at the moment. It's as though the foundations of old earth I'm being shown a carpet that's just been pulled out from underneath some people, and a new one will be placed in lieu, as it were. But we're in this transition time. So of course base chakra is going to be very wobbly for many people. And okay, what I'm being shown now is, funny enough, I just did this in my own house, although it was Bella, bless her heart, that is the analogy. You know, like all dogs, their beds get a bit smelly and all the rest of it, and hairy. She's molting in line with nature. They just know this is the time they're going to molt, and it goes everywhere. So I got her bed out, I shook it out. It's out in the garden now. It needs to be washed and everything. And then there's all this hair underneath it, so I'm having to hoover up the hair. That's what I'm being shown here. It's as though the rug has been taken out from underneath us. And some people are suffering in terms of their relationships, money, health, whatever. And rather than just like, quick, let's just put anything on top of it, which is the drink or anything else, just put something else on there, because we can't have that space. What Spirit are wanting us to do is know that rug is now gone. Now what you need to do is have a good hoover. And what I mean by that, of course, hoover is vacuum, by the way. What I'm really meaning is you need to vacuum, and by that I'm talking about look at your shadow side. Let's put an archetype card here. I think that might be helpful. Or not. Maybe this might not. I don't know if this is going to help or not, but let's just try. Nothing wrong with the deck, but sometimes... well, let's just see. Let's just see. Archetype, the Wild Unknown Archetype deck by Kim Krantz. So, look, okay, let's just have a card linked into shadow, please. Looking at, acknowledging, clearing up shadow. I knew this card was going to come up. I knew this card was going to come up. Look, the box. What's in the box? I keep pulling this card. What's in the box? At the very centre of this labyrinth, this is now a labyrinth, it's not just a box, it's a labyrinth, is this tiny speck of light. And for some people it's like, how the hell do I hold on to that light? It just feels like a total maze at the moment, whether it's jobs, whatever, health, whatever, relationships, whatever. It's like, it's a maze. How do I find, you've got to find the light. The light is there. The light is there within the shadow. The light illuminates the shadow. This is all fear energy as well. Pushing through the fear. Pushing through the fear. I absolutely 100% guarantee that if you're brave enough to push through the fear and look at your shadow, look at what's coming up, look at what you're most frightened of, God is with you in that moment, is what I'm hearing. God is with you in this moment. And what I mean by that is when you feel as though you're literally at the bottom of the barrel, you know, there's no further up that I can fall. This is an uphill battle. I can't deal with this. I can't face this. That's when the light comes in. What's that phrase which is something to do with the cracks in our self, in our body, in our consciousness, the cracks, the flaws, that's where the light comes in. Okay, that's where the light comes in. The other card that came out is change direction. All paths change course at some stage. This is your time. But this is linked into the shadow. There's some heavy duty work coming up for people that are going through autumn equinox into winter. I don't want you to be frightened of this. I want you to see the end benefit of it. I've just picked up two cards here. The long road and start. This isn't something which is just like, okay, I'm going to look at my shadow today and I'm going to do a few little prayers and, you know, I don't know, whatever, you know, rituals and then it's done. And then, oh, okay, I can move on with something else. What's the next message? No. This is a long road. Okay? You shouldn't be discouraged by that. I'm being shown, it's like a pilgrimage. It's like a pilgrimage. It's a pilgrimage to yourself. It's a pilgrimage to yourself. The shadow is actually the greatest gift that you have to help you discover something very profound about yourself. That's why you're shying away from it. You're frightened to look at it because you don't want to go there. It says you have to take a longer route to reach your goal. Persevere, you will get there. The long road. And then we've got start. You have to start the long road. But on that long road, there are many, many gifts. That feels like the energy of Saturn as well, to me. It feels like the energy of Saturn. The long road. I think Saturn's doing something at the moment in the sky. Maybe my astrologers that watch me can maybe just put a quick comment so people can understand what's happening with Saturn. Because Saturn is the master teacher. This is the path of, this is a mastery path. And again, the more that you're willing to go into what you don't want to look at and take all these different roads, keep going on the long path, you get to be the pearl, you get to be the diamond, you get to be the jewel. You've got to be brave enough to look at it though. Okay, interesting energy, interesting energy. As I've got this deck out as well, let's just pull one card from here. From the Wisdom of the Oracle, Autumn Equinox. Okay, they just shot out. Let me just get them. 3 just fell on the floor. Oh God, look at this. Look at this, can't make this up. I'm just going to put some incense on, guys, just to help give a boost of clearing energy. Let's just put some incense on. Okay. Go the distance. The cards are all tying into each other. Sorry, the light's gone a bit weird. I'm just going to move my camera. Ooh. Might need to go and put my light on. I can hardly see my reflection. Go the distance. Why? Why do I have to do that? Why do I have to take the long road? Why do I have to look at my shadow side? Why do I have to change direction? Why do I have to? Can you feel the energy of like the petulant side of ourselves, which is like, no, I don't want to. I want to just be in denial, and I want to keep on going with my shadow. Me and my shadow are doing just fine. And Spirit is saying, no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're hurting yourself. You're sabotaging yourself. Okay. Pick up the book. Pick up the book. The book is you. It's all within you. Pick up the book. Read it. Read more about yourself. Go deeper into yourself. Go the distance. And then the other card that flew out is this one, Chop Wood, Carry Water, which is that enlightenment comes in these acts that you're being asked to do now. And it's going to be so varied. You know, whatever's coming up for you in your shadow, whatever changes you're being asked to make, whatever you're being asked to look at, and it may also be to do with routine. It's routine. Chop wood, carry water. But making routines that are beneficial and not dysfunctional, and that help you learn more about yourself and to heal. Okay? Right, we're going to go into spring equinox energies now, and we're going to see what they are. And then we'll see if we can tie the two up. But, you know, you may very well find both messages are relevant. I'm just going to change my lighting in my room because it's bothering me. So I'm going to pause the camera and I'm going to come back. So cool. I realised why I had to change the lighting in the room, because of course we are now going to be looking at spring equinox in the other side of the world where the light is completely different. Oh, I just love the way spirit works, and I am very slow to catch up sometimes, but anyway. Yeah, here we go. Let's look at spring equinox. So I'm going to use the same cards because I think it'll be interesting. Although I'm not going to pull the same cards because I'm going to leave those out. But let's just go with spring equinox. What colour would that be? The colour that I'm going to link into that is this one, which is beautiful. Look at that. Olive stroke lime. This is the hope spray. And to me is always linked into springtime. Seeds that were planted that are now starting to come up, and seeds of hope. And at that, just that beautiful colour, which links into the divine feminine energy, amongst other things. So let's just have a spray of hope, which I think probably we all need wherever we are around the world. The energy of hope. I'll probably tie everything up at the end and do a little rebalancing for us all, linked into base chakra that's already come up, and anything that might come up in this session, okay? Smoke that you can see is my incense behind the camera, but I quite like the effect of it. Let's see. Archangel Metatron, let's have one card, please, linked into those people that are going to be celebrating spring equinox this week. Those that are celebrating spring equinox this week. Let's have a look at the energies in that part of the world, please. I've got two that have come out. We've got the energy of yellow, which is to do with joy and happiness. Also think that's probably linked into solar plexus. But we had this one tucked behind it. I couldn't actually see it. It was tucked behind it. And is this the energy of endings? And it says you are held. So I'm going to ask about that. I'm going to pull one more card that goes with that. Because I'm not quite sure whether the ending has already happened and then we're moving into brighter times with the yellow energy, or whether you need the yellow energy because there's about to be an ending. I mean, I guess with thousands of you watching this, it could go either way anyway, but let's just have one final card, please. A clarification card, Metatron. Clarification card for that endings card. Clarification for the endings card. Spring equinox. Clarification on the endings card, please. Okay. Two. That's interesting. Both times I thought I was just pulling one card and two have come out tucked behind each other. This one that comes out all the time. No, it's not detached from drama for once, but it's this one, codependency. And then we've got love. So this seems to be linked into relationships being highlighted. Whether they be love relationships or whether they be relationships to do with parent and child, employer and employee. You know, codependency is when you are relying on somebody too much and they are relying on you too much and you're not basically standing on your own 2 feet. Hence the trees that are locked together. Those of you that have got my deck, you can obviously read the message that goes with this card. The key, the padlock is there so that each tree can grow more abundantly, close together, but yet apart. But because it came out with the card of this card, which is linked into love and relationships, I feel as though this is, and we've also got, I asked about it, linked into clarification with regard to endings. It does seem to me as though there's a focus on, I'm not saying obviously there's not a focus on relationships in other parts of the world, that would be a ludicrous thing to say, but I am just wondering as I'm sitting here, I've been channeling this energy wave from east to west. I'm thinking there's something happening with relationships in the Eastern Hemisphere that is going through spring equinox at the moment, which is to do with evolving new templates in terms of how we do things. Now, this isn't just love, this is also business, I'm hearing. There's a very 1960s vibe today, just because, you know, I've been talking about John Lennon and, I don't know, the prayer that I mentioned earlier on, which is on my Instagram page, was written in 1962. There's just a bit of a sort of a hippie vibe today. Summer of love type energy, where people came together and tried to create a new consciousness in terms of how you react to your fellow man, flower power and all of that. And I don't know, I just feel as though there's a budding of a similar energy, not the same, but a similar energy in that part of the world that is experiencing spring equinox. It's so new, it's so virgin, I want to say, that it's actually really hard to, I'm literally trying to grasp at tiny little specks of energy that I can see that are wanting to come up. It needs to be protected. It's seeds of new consciousness linked into the way that relationships are done in terms of how people are treated, how you treat people, what you expect from people, what you're prepared to give, the balance of give and receive, the energy of namaste, that the divine in me truly sees the divine in you, partnerships based on true fifth dimensional energies. And I keep being shown business as well. Maybe there are some budding businesses, corporate entities that are going to become quite important in the years to come, and they're going to come from that side. They're going to come from that side of the world. Again, I'm not dissing the USA. I love the USA, and you know, I live in a home whereby probably if I looked around, I've got things that have obviously been influenced by the United States and by their culture and by their inventions. I mean, on my desk, I don't have to look too far. I've got an Apple phone. Okay, there we are. We've got Apple. I've got there's an iPad. You know, this ring light I think was shipped in from the States. Not dissing one side of the world and saying, you know, that's it. You know, it's all going to be coming from a different part of the world. But I am feeling very strongly as though there's going to be a rise in cultural. There's a cultural wave that's coming from the East. And it does feel it's particularly Australia, New Zealand, India, where I don't even know where India is in relation to which equinox they're celebrating, because I'm not familiar with where everybody is in terms of the world and what the cycles of nature are doing. Because obviously China is in the East as well, and you could say that the Chinese have already had a lot of influence, and of course they have, but it's not so much that. This is something different. This is something else. I'm feeling it's linked into Australia. Should I pull a card just for Australia? Let's just pull a card for Australia. Linked into what I'm talking about here, okay? Nothing else. Linked into this wave, this... cultural revolution. And it's positive. It's not negative, it's positive. It's very much in its infancy. Yeah. It's just confirming that I'm onto something, but I've not quite yet been able to see what it is. You see, the world, end of a cycle. There's an end of a cycle, completed a cycle. Queen of Swords energy with the peacock. You see, the peacock is about many things. But one thing, and it's just linked into a particular oracle card that I've got in my collection, it puts the ego, it puts the peacock with the ego, you know, pride and ego. So this is about an end to an energy which is linked into pride and ego. And then we've got the card of the Lovers, which is the card of choice. So there's a choice coming in terms of how we do relationships, less based on pride and ego. And there's a choice as to how it is done. And then we've got the card of Strength. And then we've got the Queen of Pentacles. It's the feminine energy coming in. And then we've got the Empress. Yeah. It's all tied in. It's the divine feminine energy wanting to... It's what I've said before, but it's just coming through again. The divine feminine energy bringing in something new for the world. Of course it makes sense. Why am I struggling with this? They're entering springtime. Springtime is all about new beginnings. Springtime is springing something in for the world. The other half of the world, we're about to go into winter. We're into deep reflection. We're into introspection. We're into letting go. The other half of the world are into bringing something new in. What is coming in? It's the energy of the Empress, and it's the energy of the Queen of Pentacles. It's a double feminine energy with the card of Strength. With the card of Strength. Somebody, just because I changed the lighting in my room, I just had a quick look on Facebook whilst I had a cup of tea, and I can't remember, sorry, I don't know your name, because I didn't even realise it was relevant to this video, but you've just said, have I received the painting yet? I haven't, and the painting that someone sent to me is of a gateway, and it's got a lion. I wonder if I can pull it up. It's got a lion. It's got this energy of the lion. So there's a gateway that's being walked through at the moment in this other part of the world. I haven't even asked permission if I can show this photograph. I hope it's okay, I can. I don't even know if I can pull it up. Okay, this lady sent it on the 9th. Your name is Angie. Thank you, Angie. I'm going to show the painting. Right, that's Angie's painting. Okay, can you see? The lions, the gateway, the portal. When it arrives, we'll do some more work on it. There's a third line on. There's a third lion. I'm not even sure what all this means yet. I just know it feels good. The 3 of Wands. Oh my goodness. And then we've got the Ace of Coins. And then, oh, no, we've got the Ace of Wands. And then we've got the Ace of Pentacles. And then we've got the 2 of Wands. Oh my God. And then we've got the Emperor. This is just confirmation upon confirmation upon confirmation that there is something beautiful brewing in your part of the world where you've got spring equinox. And again, you can come back at me and say, oh my God, no, but you know, look what's happening in Australia and lockdown and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we're going through it here as well. But it's what I said earlier on in this video. What are you choosing to focus in on? What are you choosing to focus in on? You need to be focusing in on these green shoots, this infancy energy, which is trying to birth something really quite extraordinary. Look at this. This is the tree of life. This is the tree of life. This is the mother giving birth to the child, new life, surrounded by animals. It's the energy of Eden again. Eden is going to manifest, I'm hearing, when you least expect it to. Okay, when you least expect it to. And yes, we're back to 2 different dimensional realities. I talked about this in my interview with Clara Apollo on Chi Time TV. If you haven't seen that, one of the questions she asked me, or we got talking about, was the fact that we're living on a planet where there are different dimensional realities. You can be in one reality where you just think, oh my God, we're gonna hell. You know, this is just, the camera went dark as soon as I said that to reinforce the point. You know, everything is doomed, you know, new world order, blah, blah, blah. Or you can believe in this. Which one are you going to choose? Despite what's even going on around you is what I want to say. When you least expect it, this is born. Right. I think my camera needs plugging in to a new source. Of course it does, because what I'm saying is all linked. There is a new source of energy coming in. I'm not going to turn my camera off. I'm just going to go and plug you in. Hold on. I might edit this bit out. Okay, you with me? We're now plugged into a new source of energy. I've just now noticed Princess Di above my head. Divine feminine energy. There she is in her pearls and her tiara. Linked into the reminding us that we are all sovereign beings, which is something that I channeled with her months ago. Oh, I love it. I just love the way it all comes together in the end. Okay, let's pull a labyrinth card. Let's pull a labyrinth card. What labyrinth are you going to be walking? Those that are going through spring equinox. Labyrinth card. People going through spring equinox, please, Metatron. Thank you. The flower of life. Yeah, how perfect. The flower of life. The flower of life is linked into what do you wish to create? Backing up what I just said. What do you wish to create? It says you are born of the one design. You are related to everything in the universe. the flower of life. What do you wish to create? Spring, what are you planting? What are you creating? What are you manifesting? What are you putting energy into? What you focus it on, you become. What you focus on becomes your reality. Flower of life. Let's pull an archetype card. Okay, archetype card please. Spring equinox, people. Not the easiest deck to shuffle, this has to be said, but anyway. Stop grumbling. Spring equinox. I'm actually feeling a bit giddy. I'm feeling sort of like, I'm feeling giddy. And then I pull this. Interesting. That's okay. I'm feeling giddy, and then I pull this, which is the tear. Oh, okay. And then on the bottom of the deck we've got the fault line. I understand now. This is how I am going to interpret these two cards. Because I was thinking, hold on a minute, I was just picking up this very buoyant, joyful energy. Why have I got the top? Why have I got the tear? Why are you wanting me to go into that energy? We've got fault line. This is like a line in the sand. I'm drawing a line in the sand. I'm saying goodbye to the sorrow. I'm saying goodbye to the pain. I'm walking a new path away from that. There's a fault line. I'm seeing a piece of land. This may be literal. This might just be an energetic piece of symbolism I'm being given. I'm not sure. I'm seeing a piece of land with a great big fault line in it, okay? Where literally the land opens up and there is a chasm between the two pieces of land. And on one side, there are people here who are into the misery timeline. I'm just going to call it that, okay? The misery timeline, which is linked not only into how they're viewing the world, prison planet and all of that. Realise now why I had to watch that last night. Trapped, you know, pretty bleak. You know, where's the way out of that? Not really quite sure. I'm just keeping on focusing on that, and I'm going to get more and more of that. I'm going to get more and more depressed. I'm going to get more and more discouraged. I'm going to get more and more disillusioned. Where's the hope? It's fine. If you want to go into that territory, you can choose to go into that territory. There will be learning in that territory as well. Because how do you appreciate what's on the other side if you don't actually understand that? It's duality, isn't it? But anyway, the other side of the fault line is Eden. Now, this is New Earth. Which piece of land are you going to choose to be on? Now, the thing is, everyone will say, I want to be on this bit. I want to be on the New Eden. I want to be on New Earth energy. Why would I want to be here? But the thing is, to be here in this New Eden, New Earth energy, you've got to be it. You have to hold the energy of it. You have to have the vibration, or at least the seeds of it within you. You can't go with a very sort of unprocessed darkness and just land in Eden and expect Eden to be brilliant, because it's not going to be. It's like you'll just take all your baggage with you. This fault line is also linked into healing. It's healing the bloodline is what I'm hearing. Healing the bloodline. So, oh, what's that Indigenous trail? It's in America, isn't it? The Trail of Tears or something? Sorry, it's not my culture, so I don't think it's Australia. Why am I being shown that? Maybe it's just a link to the Indigenous people. The Trail of Tears. I'm being shown, I'm being taken to a film here, which is a film from 2006, documentary. It presents the history of the forcible removal and relocation of Cherokee people from the southeastern states of the United States to territories west of the Mississippi River. Okay, I'm not familiar with the heritage to be able to speak any more on that, but I think I'm being shown it. This must be people who've been displaced, Indigenous people that have been displaced, who were actually trying to create a beautiful society, who held a beautiful energy, who understood Mother Earth and her cycles, and who were displaced and who also had their land contaminated with those of a mindset which was all to do with materialism and toxic poison in one way or another. Also the land being poisoned. That needs to be healed. That needs to be healed. So in this cycle coming up, my ear is ringing now like crazy. Spirit's trying to get my attention. It feels as though there's going to be an uprising of the Indigenous voice. Some of you are sending me links to a ceremony that's taking place at Ayers Rock, Uluru, in December, based around solstice, where I believe they're opening up a portal or something. I'll talk about it another time because I haven't got time in this video to go into great detail about it. But that feels as though that's linked because it's in this cycle. It's in this cycle. I'm reading on a cycle. Let's just see if I can quickly find it. I know you'll put it in the comments. Okay, Uluru ceremony, December 2020. Okay, I'm reading this from a website, eventcreations.com. Okay, so prophecy. It says the prophecy is that the magic box, which is crystals from the Pleiades placed inside Uluru, are ready to be activated on the solstice of December the 21st at 9:04 p.m. Northern Territory. That for this activation to take place, it needs at least 200,000 people. 8% of the Australian population, I'm sure it could be a worldwide population though, who are of pure heart to activate it. Okay, well, that's for another time. We will do our part on this channel. We'll do something linked into that in December. God, this is deep. I want a clarification on that tier card. Oh, maybe it's linked into what I was saying earlier, that there's a whole, there's a whole layer of galactics that want to come in and help us, but they're looking at us as this war-hungry species, and we have to show them that we have peace in our hearts and that we are friendly. They want to come and help us, but I was thinking they were coming from out there. They are actually within. They're within Uluru. They're within Ayers Rock. Okay, so this is all tied in now. I'm understanding it. So we need to let go of our tears, we need to let go of our fears, for them to be able to, for that to be activated, for them to be able to come in and help us. Wow. Okay, well, this is a whole other video on itself, guys. Okay, we'll do a whole video on this the nearer we get to December. I can feel that it's big, and we'll bring Ashtar in. And I know I'm not in Australia, but what I'm being shown is that obviously it's important that people are in Australia that do that, but it's also important that people around the globe hold the light, basically, okay? Because otherwise it's going to be very, I'm feeling it's going to be very lopsided. It's as though there's going to be this great big activation there, but then I'm being shown the other side of the world just starts to feel really, it's like a seesaw that's tipped out of balance. So other people are going to have to hold the energy, and then it can spread from east to west. It's confirming what I've been saying for a year or more. Okay, so end of the tears, fault line, You know, I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't some sort of geopathic event that happens in Australia. Could even be around that area of Uluru. It might not be, but that's as far as I'm wanting to go in this particular video. Okay, let's get back. Let's get back now to you and your year, because that's very collective what's coming through there. Some guidance for you in going through spring equinox. So I've just got to have some water. The energy's so high. Bring in the energy of peace as I drink the water. I'm being shown the cup, the communion cup where you're offered the blood of Christ. I'm being shown another cup which is filled with holy water. I'm being told by Christ that at baptism you're anointed with the holy water, and he's saying it's not a one-off event. You can drink the holy water every day. And water becomes holy through the act of blessing it. Let me come into the water. Thank you. Okay. Again, I think this, again, I'm repeating myself here, but those of you that watch all my videos, I did work before where I was asking you to bless the waters around Australia, New Zealand, that part of the world. I'm also feeling as though it's very important that that work still keeps happening and is continuing, and you need to be viewing the waters around the land as holy and blessed. Okay. Right, can we go back now to the people watching this video, please? Metatron, let's just have any other guidance for them as they go into spring equinox. Deep knowing. Good old owl again. Between worlds. There's a deep knowing within the people of transformation, evolution and change. And that you are between worlds. And you can either choose to believe you're between worlds and you're going from something good to something really terrible, or you can choose to believe you're leaving one state of energy and you're moving into better times. I know which timeline I'm on, and I know which timeline I'm helping co-create in this world. And you've got to be really, really careful what you're saying, what you are sharing, and is it of new earth energy or is it not? I've just got really, really tight on this in my own life recently. And I probably have offended a few people, and I really genuinely didn't mean to, but I can't have people around me in my space who are just telling me the whole time about how awful the world is and how this is going to happen and how that might happen and, oh my God, have you heard this? And it's not because I'm in denial. I started this whole video by saying I work with the energy of Metatron. I understand the energy of the dark and the light. But I truly believe that the light is stronger. And so if we're in a time of transition and we're between worlds, I have a deep knowing within me that we're going to be okay. And I think many of you have that as well. So sink into that. Sink into that. Okay, let's end just by trying to tie this up. And I'm actually going to just do a quick as above, so below energy transmission. We're going to help just balance out our base chakra, and then we're going to bring in the energy of hope, okay? And I think also we'll work on the solar plexus as well. So let's just bring in the energy of gold. So these are the three energies I'm working with. Crimson, base chakra, solar plexus, golden citrine, and hope. Let's just let this balance us all out, okay? So if you'd just like to connect into the ground underneath you, whichever part of the world you're in, whichever time zone you're on, put your roots down into Mother Earth and realise that your roots going into Mother Earth, your roots are going into the same place as everybody else around the world. You're just on different bits of the globe, but you're all actually connected. So, as we give thanks to Mother Earth for being our guardian and our home, we just tune into our own body and we give thanks for our own body. We give thanks to the body that is the temple of our soul. And we just acknowledge the Earth Star chakra underneath our feet, and we feel the firm foundation that is there. And if it does not feel firm and it feels wobbly, just allow it to strengthen by putting your roots deeper down into Mother Earth, feeling her support. And then I'd like you just to tune into your own base chakra. Tune into the base chakra energy at the front of you and behind you. And then we're going to absorb in this beautiful crimson energy, bright crimson red energy, like the brightest jewel, like a beautiful ruby, in fact. Ruby and crimson light coming in, flowing into the base chakra and strengthening it. I am safe. I am well. I am anchored. I am secure. I am here. Moving up to the sacral chakra, acknowledging its energy, letting Metatron bring in anything that you need there. Feeling the energy of water, soft, gentle water, cleansing the sacral energy. I am flow. I am flow. I am life. I am flow. I trust. Moving up to the solar plexus, strong, healing, pure sunlight energy flowing into the solar plexus, golden light. I am strong. I am wise. I am aligned. I am holy. I am holy. Moving up to the heart chakra, I am love. Simply, I am love. Beautiful pink rose, fragrant, full bloom. I am love. You are love. We are love. Moving up to the higher heart, jade. A deep well of energy. Soothing jade ray. I am pure. I am pure. I am clear. I am open. I am protected. But I am pure. Opening up the throat chakra now, aquamarine energy. Beautiful aquamarine energy around the throat. I am heard. I am heard. I speak with love. I am love. I am you. You are me. We are love. I speak love. I hear love. I listen out for love. I communicate love. I speak into being the energy of New Earth. New Earth is love. Alta Major, behind the back of the neck, teal green energy, circular, very soft, circular vortex energy. I am open. I am open. I am protected. I hear, I see, I feel, I intuit, I know. I am open to God. I am God. I am God's vehicle. Opening up the ear chakras, I hear, I hear. I am balanced, I hear. I am here and I hear. I hear love. I echo love. I am love. I echo love. I echo love. I echo love. I echo love. Third eye. I am clear. I am clear. Crystalline light. I am clear. Crystalline light. Tanzanite light. I am clear. I open up. Pleiadian energy. I am clear. I open. I am clear. Pleiadian crystal light. I am clear. I open. I see. I see with new eyes. I see with new eyes. I see who you really are. I see who you really are. I see who you really are. You see who I really am. You see who I really am. You see who I really am. I see who you really are. I am divine. You are divine. We are divine. This planet is divine. Moving up to the crown, silver light, anointing with silver light, silver laurel, silver laurel, silver laurel, silver light. I am open. I am pure. I am blessed. I am open. I am pure. I am blessed. Moving up to the soul star energy, lavender light, balanced energy, balanced energy, balanced energy. I am balanced. I am balanced. I am stable. I am balanced. I am clear. I am open. I am blessed. I am balanced. Opening up the stellar gateway. I am anointed with love. I am anointed with love. I am anointed with love. Golden energy. I am anointed with love. I am touched by spirit. I am touched by spirit. I am anointed by love. I am with the angels. I am with the galactics. I am with God. And then into that place, we pour down the energy of hope. We pour down the energy of hope. Olive green light, olive green light, olive green light flowing down through all of the chakras, through the stellar gateway, all the way down the chakras, stopping at the heart, pooling at the heart. Olive green energy of hope, pooling at the heart, flowing down now into the lower chakras. Olive green hope energy flowing into the base chakra, bringing hope, bringing a promise of a better day, bringing trust, bringing hope, bringing the energy of hope, flowing down into your feet, flowing down through your knees to your feet, pooling olive green energy of hope into your feet, into your earth star, into Mother Earth. As above, so below. As within, so without. All is well. All is balanced. All is whole. All is God. Opening up your eyes, feeling taller, feeling deeper, feeling more expanded, feeling better, feeling here, feeling present, ready to birth New Earth. Take a nice deep breath in Breathe out. Final card. I just split the deck and it happened to be this one. That's what we've just done. We've aligned to our power. We've aligned to a higher power. We're aligned to our higher self. We're aligned to Metatron and the angels. And we're also aligned to Mother Earth in the circle. Wow. Look at that final card, guys. That's what we've just done. Bravery and appreciation by the angels that it's brave to dream a better world, but you're not doing it alone. Be brave and face your fears, the Minotaur. There's a reason why you're being asked to dig deep, to look at what needs to be healed, to align to the best of who you are, the best of who we are, that the angels are helping us as well. And this is a very powerful cycle that we're all about to move into, whether you're in the Northern Hemisphere, whether you're in the Southern Hemisphere, whether you're going through autumnal equinox, whether you're going through spring equinox. These are important, powerful days. Whew. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. I think we might just have a final burst of love energy. Why not? Why not? Pink Lotus, the energy of the heart. Let's just fall into the energy of the heart. I'm hearing let's just fall back into the energy of the heart, which should be our default setting. Have a good equinox, whatever you're doing around the world. May it be peaceful, may it be joyous, may it be hopeful. Whatever is going on around you, it is a beautiful world. Much love, guys. See you all soon. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.